Did I,
No, you pretty much, laid there
died.
dead for half the night.
Wait, what are you doing? You need that ring. No, what I need is hope that my alter ego doesn't have a death wish. So, I'm taking bets that my dark side has a sense of self-preservation. Look, Alaric, I'm not gonna kill you, okay? If we have any chance at this stuff, and you're gonna have to try.
I'm so nervous. I'm really excited and really nervous.
Wait here.
Why? So you guys can make out some more?
Don't be a dick. Listen to your sister.
Why is he being like that, though?
Scary Mary. It's really old. Super creepy.
And how do you know her?
Yeah.
Of course.
What? I said creepy, not ugly. Mary.
Quite contrary.
Well, don't back down now. Oh, no. I can't, the blood. Oh, come on, you passed that. No, I'm not. Then use it. Give into it. Try to kill me, Stefan, come on. Not like this, Alaric. Yes, like this. Don't fight it.
Alaric is so...
Do it! You're so weak. Look at you. One of nature's most hideous creatures, and you can't even get that right. You. Me.
Ooh. I love those two facing off against each other.
I'm gonna kill you in 3, 2, 1. It's in the cave where no vampire can get it.
Actually, that seems kind of an obvious place, doesn't it?
That's better. You okay? You're bleeding.
Yeah. I'll be fine.
Good.
Don't be like that. Don't you two ruin this for me.
I've been fighting that part of myself. Thinking that if I repress it, it would go away. But it won't. And now that I've accepted it, it can't control me.
Very good.
And neither can you. So, unless you're gonna stake me, why don't you get the hell out of my house?
Yay! I'm so proud of him.
Damon challenges her, surprises her. He makes her question her life, beliefs.
I love Rose even more.
Nothing happened.
Then why'd you keep this?
I don't know.
It's a bit of an
I think I'm
overreaction.
gonna find someplace else to spend the night.
Because of a drawing?
Tyler.
I don't want one original to die. I want them all to die.
How did you do that?
It was easy to fool Niklaus, but I thought you of all people would understand. After all, my son did use your body at one point.
You're not Rebecca.
No. My name is Esther, and we have a great deal in common.
Oh god, I thought she was gonna kill him. That's the whole episode? Ah! That was such an amazing episode. I loved it. I don't even know where to start. So, you know, it's funny because I said at the beginning, yeah, everyone was excited for me to watch this, and I didn't know if that meant something good was going to happen or something bad was going to happen. And in the beginning, it's like, okay, Damon and Elena are going on a road trip, so maybe that's a good thing. But then Stefan is probably going to be torturing Alaric, so maybe it's a bad thing. You know what I mean? Like, the whole time, I was like, okay, which one of these things is going to happen, or are they both going to happen? That would have been terrible. That would have been the worst episode ever. If they had gotten Delana together and then killed Alaric, I would have quit the damn show. But no, it was so good. I loved the plot. Like, I'm not a plot person, I'm a character person, but the plot was actually really well constructed because, okay, it kind of felt like fanfic, but I mean that in the best way. One of my favorite tropes is the motel trope, or the, you know, there's only one bed, we have to share it kind of trope. I love that stuff. Whenever you have characters like end up at a motel, it's always amazing. Jeremy being there just added to the sort of like forbidden vibe, you know, it's just perfect. It's like all the things that I love about fanfic, but actually done really, really well. It was very satisfying. So, but I love the setup. Like, it made sense. It wasn't just like Damon and Elena are at a motel for some reason. It totally made sense why they had to go there. And it was perfect that Jeremy was with them because things couldn't go too far. And it also made that scene like really intense when she was staring at him. And it was so sweet because I feel like I'm all over the place. I'm going to be all over the place with this review. But it was so sweet that the thing that really kind of made her look at him a little differently was finding out what he did for Rose. And oh my God, Rose is back! Well, she was back for a minute. There was, my like only complaint really was just that there wasn't enough Rose. I could have really used a whole episode with Rose, and I wish that we'd seen more of her. So, but it was great seeing her, you know, seeing what we did. It's just so perfect to, like, it makes sense. Jeremy can talk to dead people, so they've got to go talk to Jeremy. And then Stefan was the perfect person to be torturing Alaric, to be coaxing Alaric, let's put it that way. Coaxing out the bad Alaric. It was kind of perfect. I guess my complaint about the episode is that I just wanted more of everything. I really wanted more of a fight. As nervous as I was about bad Alaric versus sort of bad Stefan, like, you know, he's not bad Stefan, but when he, like, the vamp face started coming on with when he punched Alaric and he was bleeding, and then the vamp face comes on, you're like, oh shit, can he control himself? And so I wanted more of that, but you can't do too much of it, of course, because obviously Alaric isn't much of a match for Stefan, so I get it, but I don't know, it would have been cool if he'd like landed a punch or something, if he'd done something cool, you know what I mean? That I would have liked a real showdown between the two of them. But it was tense as hell, and that was amazing. And so that was perfectly constructed, just like the motel stuff was perfectly constructed, and to have, you know, like I said, they had a reason to go see Jeremy. They had a reason for Rose to be there. They had a perfect reason for Jeremy to be at the motel so things don't go too far and we're still all angsty and everything. So yeah, it was just beautifully constructed. So yeah, I love the thing that made Elena start looking at Damon differently is because she found out what he did for Rose. And I loved that line when she said, why don't you let people see the good in you? Which is so true. He never tells people all the good things that he does, and he does good things all the time. He's a very selfless character. Yeah, he never tells people his good deeds, which I love about him. And I love what he said too, because when people know that you do good things, they expect good things. And he doesn't want that kind of expectation. So, yeah, so I love that whole thing when she was just staring at him because, I mean, of course. Who wouldn't be, right? And that's another kind of tropey thing that I love, which is kind of creepy in real life, but when you have one person staring at another person and they're oblivious to it, and then the second person looks at the first person and catches them, right? Like in real life, that shit's kind of creepy, but in fiction, I love that. So that was perfect. And, that scene, that whole scene was so tense, so hot, loved it. You know, I wondered at the time, why Jeremy was so disapproving. It makes sense considering everything that he's seen Damon do, and he's been on the receiving end of some of those things, so I guess it does make sense. I just, Damon should have compelled him to like him, you know? But yeah, no, it does make sense. I guess I just thought that they were in an okay place. It's been a while since we've seen Jeremy, so I don't know. I was just kind of like, why is he so hostile? But it actually totally makes sense that he would be disapproving. So I loved Rose's speech in the car. I did think that it was maybe like a little too... It's one of those things where the audience didn't really need to be told that. We already know everything that Rose said to Jeremy. So that was the only thing that seemed maybe a little inorganic, a little forced, a little written, you know? It was like the audience already knows this stuff, so we didn't need it spelled out. But I guess it was sort of satisfying just to hear her say it. Like, yeah, Damon challenges Elena in a way that she needs to be challenged. I think that when they're at their best, they bring out the best in each other, if that makes sense. But it would have been nice if it wasn't kind of spoiled. I think that maybe they're waiting, because it seems like it's awfully, like, Delena is getting awfully close to, like, officially happening, and I'm wondering if it's going to be like a season finale thing, because it did seem like, I get it, she's confused and she's indecisive and everything, but I initially interpreted that kiss as her making up her mind, and I wish that had been the case instead of having them argue yet again. But I did really appreciate that Damon pretty much said, like, this is who I am, and I like what she said too. You know, she said that you always lash out when there's a bump in the road, and it's true. And I can really see from her perspective how that might be scary and unappealing, you know, to have to deal with that. So all this time I'm thinking to myself, why is she confused? Why doesn't she want to be, or why doesn't she know whether or not she wants to be with Damon? Because it seems obvious to me. And I wish that maybe leading up to this episode, we had gotten more insight into what Elena was thinking and feeling besides just she's confused and she doesn't know. If she'd had some honest conversations with Caroline, for example, and we were able to understand, because I felt like it didn't really make sense and she didn't really have a lot of motivation, and it was just felt like manufactured conflict. But her saying that makes sense. Like, yeah, he does lash out. He is very impulsive, and that would be something that would make you think twice. So I liked it. I think it should have come sooner. Like, this could be the first time she's telling him, But I wish that we had understood that to be the case, or one of the reasons why she was hesitant before now. But in any case, I really liked it because it on the one hand, it does still feel a little manufactured. Like, yeah, they're just trying to keep these characters apart, maybe until the season finale or something like that. But on the other hand, it's a valid reason, so I can't be too mad. But it was a buzzkill, right? Because I was so excited. And then they start arguing and I'm like, really, you guys? Really? Why can't I just have this? Why are you doing this to me? So Tyler and Caroline, I don't know. I have a bad feeling about Tyler. Like, I know that they're not going to kill Klaus. So Tyler isn't going to die in that way. He's not going to die because they killed Klaus. And I don't know, you know, I'm not necessarily worried about him dying, but maybe leaving the show. He got really upset over a drawing. Like, that's the only thing. He doesn't know about the dress and the bracelet and didn't they dance together in that one episode? Like, he doesn't even know about that shit. He saw a drawing and freaked out, which is weird. And so, I don't know. And you know, it's the same thing with those two. They have a big reunion, a big happy reunion, and it lasts like 2 seconds, and then they're fighting again, or, you know, he leaves town. It's kind of repetitive. You know, it's the same thing with those two. I really like it when they're together and they're happy. I think those actors have great chemistry together. So I like them being a couple, but it's just, yeah, it's just this constant roller coaster with them. And I'm kind of tired of it. I'm kind of over it. But I wouldn't want Tyler to leave the show. It's just, you know, Tyler is very much a plot device, just like Bonnie is. They just kind of come in when the plot needs them. And, you know, Bonnie, she's there to fix problems. Tyler, you know, I don't know what the hell Tyler does. But, you know, as soon as they're not needed, we don't see Bonnie for stretches of episodes, right? Or we barely see her. And Tyler literally disappears. How many times has he gone off into the wilderness for one reason or another? He literally will disappear. I was actually surprised that we saw him again so soon, because I thought, yeah, he's probably not going to come back until the season finale when he's needed for some reason. So I don't know. But the fact that he is angry with Klaus, maybe there will be conflict between those two, and that would not end well for Tyler. But it would have made more sense if there was a little bit more buildup, like if he had heard about, you know, their little date, and if he'd seen the dress in her closet, like, oh, where did you get this dress? You know, something like that, or the bracelet or something. You know, just a little bit more than a stupid drawing. Like, you know what I mean? I just needed a little bit more with that. But yeah, so there might be a confrontation between them. And yeah, that would not end well for Tyler. And lastly, so Esther in Rebecca's body. I should have seen that coming. I thought it was so strange how Esther was like, I'm dying, and then she just dies. Like, it was a little quick. And Rebecca was really different. And I really liked Rebecca this episode. I think she was different before she was possessed by Esther, or whatever, possessed, taken over, whatever. She was different before, and I liked her. And but yeah, she was extra different after that, and I guess I should have realized, I should have picked up on it. So anyway, I'm as always worried about Alaric. As always. Am I ever? Has there been an episode, a single episode, when I have not been worried about Alaric? But yeah, I thought at the end there that she might kill him, and I'm so glad that that didn't happen, because that really would have spoiled the episode for me. But what's gonna happen? I don't know. So anyway, I feel like I've completely rambled, and this is like the most incoherent review ever. And but yeah, that was an amazing episode. I loved it. That kiss was so hot. I hope they work their shit out soon. I also love that Elena was the one to make the first move. Felt appropriate. I wonder who's gonna make the next move. I think probably Elena, because Damon did put the ball in her court, so I think she's probably gonna make the next move, but we shall see. But yeah, great episode. All right, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.